So what's up, everybody? Welcome to another live edition, Making You Bartending Pro. My name is Jason, and we are waiting for Mr. Shake. There he is, smoking a cig real quick. No worries. Wait for everybody to show up. Let me turn this down a little bit so the music doesn't get us flagged. So how we doing, everybody? So basically, on these live shows, no format, just a little open Q&A, no agenda, no plan, no script. It's just you guys ask questions, I answer. What's happening in your world? How are you? Get a job? See anything crazy in a bar you want to talk about? I've been teasing the last few weeks or months, really, getting into my a new place. Me and the missus are getting a new place. Big, nice house. I got an extra room that I'm going to build my studio back into, so I'm going to start making some new videos soon. I know I've been teasing that for a while, but so these are the last few weeks that I'm probably going to do these for a minute, because once I start filming again, that's going to take up all my time, just because I have, a full-time job outside of that. So might only be a few more weeks on these live streams, so we shall see. But so if you are sitting there watching and you want to ask a question, you only got a few more chances probably over the next month before I'm just going to be going back to doing videos for the most part. You can always email me questions though, so it's not that big of a deal. But direct, straight on, get an answer quick for your stuff. Kind of hard to be beating these Tuesday live streams. New videos will probably be coming out at the same time on these Tuesdays. And yeah, because that's kind of the spike. It's always been the time when they have a decent amount of traffic throughout the week. And we're going to keep doing like that. Let's see here. Shake's in the house. So my man Shake here moderating. Good to see you back, sir. Amanda Searles. Am I saying that right? Hey, what's up? Eric Oyola. I'm about to finish bartending school in Chicago. Suggestions for the next move. Nice. Yes, absolutely, Eric. The biggest thing after this is just to get out there and start pounding the pavement, right? Knocking on doors, seeing who you can talk to, seeing who you can get to know, because it's all about who you know, really. The bartending school is good because it shows you took some initiative, in my opinion, right? As a former bar manager, that's what I like to see. It doesn't mean that you really have much of experience. You don't really have any experience still, but you've got something in your head, that you've done a little bit of homework, so you kind of have a little idea of what's happening. The human element's the tricky part. That's why the even if you go through bartending school, that's why they still don't see it as experience, because the majority of your bartending actually has to do with customers and dealing with customers, and that's just type of stuff that you just got to be in front of real people to get that. You can't really practice that. And so bartending schools are great, give you a nice little piece of confidence, gives you kind of a barometer, compass, kind of the directions that you might want to go, and get a little practice. So yeah, the next thing is you just need to start pounding the pavement. Got that playlist that I have created, the How to Become a Working Bartender playlist. Go check that out. Shake, if you're back from a cig, you can grab that link to that whole playlist that I got there. I always have stuff organized on this channel. So there's a bunch of videos, but look at the playlist, and I have them organized in a way that you can kind of go through there and sort of step by step take you through stuff that'll be beneficial depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, basically, Eric, you got to create a map, 30 miles, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 60 minutes, however far you are willing to drive around where you live. Draw a big circle on a map. Try to identify every bar in that circle. Then try to go to apply to every single one. Drop a resume, go in, shake the hand of the owner or the manager, get to know their name, Come back in a week. Follow up, number 1, 1 week later. Follow up, number 2, another week after that. Follow up, number 3, 2 weeks after that. And then after that, you want to be following up every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on, you know, kind of feel it out. If you feel like you're in there and they're like rolling their eyes every time they see you, then kind of cut it back a little bit. And if they keep asking like, wait, what was your name again? Because by the time you follow up the 3rd or 4th time, they'll definitely start to remember you. And then you just got to keep on that. And then, you know, if you do that with a list, you can create 20, 30, 40, 50 places that you're doing that with. If you do that within a few months, I guarantee you somebody will give you a shot. And if not, then be willing to start in other positions. And then you can kind of move up from there. Because that's really how most of us got our start, starting in other positions. Or you co-start. It's like maybe they'll be training you for the bar, but you're doing stuff over here as well. Thank you, Shake. So there's that link to that playlist, Eric. Go check that out. Yeah, and then just keep on that, man. You just gotta, getting a job is a job for sure. It's like, man, it sounds like a lot of work. It's like, it is. And that's why it works, because most people aren't willing to do that. And that's why most people fail to get in this industry, is they're just not willing to jump out of their comfort zone enough to do that. But if you do that and you keep doing that, you will find someone that will give you a shot for sure. Jonesy Wales would love to see more videos. You rock. Thank you, Jonesy. Appreciate that. More videos coming soon. Absolutely. Amanda Searles got my last name right. People always mess it up. Right. I think I had a friend that had a name that was similar to that. So I think that's why I got it lucky. Fighter of the Ring. Love your clothing brand. Which one are you talking about? The hat or the super surf brand? Tokyo Starfish. That's the company I work for. They're a cannabis company up in Oregon. If you guys watch Netflix, where our shop is on there, there's a series on Netflix called Rotten. If you go to season 2, the one about edibles, you'll see our company in there, Tokyo Starfish. So that's what I'm doing these days. Still making these videos, talking shop to you guys about the booze and whatnot, and being a bartender, just because I did that for so damn long. Yeah, I've had my eyeballs. I've had my eye on making the switch over to this industry for a while, and I got some good friends of mine that run this company up here, and I wanted to come back to Bend, and they gave me a job offer, and wham, here we are. So, but not to worry, I still got a lot of input to give you guys, especially after this year. I looked at it. It'll be a year. I think it's exactly a year this week that I've been doing these live streams for an entire year, so it's crazy. And basically it has to do with my whole move with this job. Came up here, haven't really been able to make proper videos. I didn't want to make some just kind of shisty, half-assed bar studio. So I just started doing these live streams, and these have been great because I got a lot of really good direct contact with you guys. So it's helped me kind of, it's gonna give me a lot of really good insight when I start back up on the video production stuff for this channel. So appreciate you guys hanging in there. I know sometimes this isn't quite as exciting or sexy as some of the whiz bang editing and fucking flying logos and shit, but it's cool because I know that some of you guys have sent me messages and emails of the value you get out of these. So glad you're helping, and it's helped me to be able to help you better moving forward. So anyway, yeah, more videos coming soon, Jonesy. I was talking about the fighter in the ring. My hat is not hemp. It is not hemp. We do have some hemp stuff on the way, but this one is not. Let's see. Eric Oyola. Good thing I run Bank Branch from 9 to 5, but thanks for the words, man. Well, you can go in after those times. I mean, you gotta be careful. You kind of got yourself in a tricky situation working in the you know, kind of a super traditional 9 to 5 type situation. Gonna have to start doing some lunch break missions, I'm afraid, because really the magic time to go in is sort of between 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's after the lunch rush of a place, and it's kind of before like happy hour or their evening rush starts to kick in, 2 to 4 o'clock. But really, anytime they're slow, which some places that could be, you know, if it's a place that is like a brunch place that goes off in the morning or something, then afternoon evenings might be a good time to go in. If they open really early, but it's slow, like, you know, like dive bar places, some of those places open at 6 a.m. or earlier. So actually, I don't know if I've seen earlier, but I've seen 6 a.m. dive bars, and you're like, "Ooh, man, that's gnarly." But you got to do a little bit of work. Got to do a little bit of homework about the times and places. You might have to do some lunch drops, but yeah, I think you can do it, if you really want to. You can make it happen. Let's see here. Fighting rings animated. Oh no, okay, cool. Yeah, pretty cool, Shake. We totally forgot about it. They filmed that a couple of years ago, and then it just dropped on Netflix. So you guys go check that out. Pretty cool. Claudia, I'm not in it. They filmed all that before I came up here and joined the team. But Claudia Welpley, I was working at a brewery after watching your videos. Now I'm working a full bar. Awesome. Cheers to you, Claudia. That is fantastic. And that's why I do this stuff. And that's why even though I'm not technically working in this industry anymore, I'm gonna keep pumping these out, making cool stuff for you guys. Because, you know, that's why you guys it's helping. This is my sort of my giving back to society type thing. Yeah, love to see some videos on tequila. Got a favorite tequila drink or tip? There's a video about tequila, specifically Jonesy, so it kind of explains the ins and outs of what is tequila. Maybe Shay can grab that link for me, sir. My favorite tequila drink is just margarita. Like classic, clean, from scratch, just fresh juice, lime, lemon, orange juice, tequila. If you want to make it a margarita, technically put an orange liqueur in there, but I just like it with tequila. Mostly lime, half that amount lemon, and then the same amount of orange as your lemon, right? So if you put, let's see, 2 ounces of tequila, then you would do, say, an ounce of fresh lime juice and a ½ ounce lime, ½ ounce orange juice. Shake it, but pour it over ice. I like to rim the glass with tahini, which is like a spicy, kind of a spicy one. That is fucking delicious. If you just add, you know, if you kind of squeeze fresh lime juice, or if you have to use a mix of some sort, but I always like to use fresh ingredients for me personally when I'm making stuff. You can put a little bit of agave and water in there, and then it's like a kind of a skinny or like fresh margarita mix. And those are delicious. Then you can muddle stuff like jalapenos into those margaritas, is delicious. Also, cucumber and cilantro muddled into margaritas is delicious. So, thank you, Shake. Check those out, Jonesy. Tequila, the 30-second lesson. Joven is young, usually not aged. A lot of times you gotta be careful with Jovens though, because sometimes they're cheap tequilas and they have like gold flavoring. Same with gold. Gold tequilas are usually cheap, shitty food coloring sugars added to them. If they're actually aged, they'll be a reposado, which means rested, because it's 2 to 6 months that the tequila is aged in barrels usually. Añejos are anywhere from 12 months or more. Usually 3 years or more is like an extra añejo. And then they can get into all sorts of weird stuff like ultra añejos, and that just kind of turns into a marketing thing. But My favorite for, oh, and then if you have non-aged tequilas, then they're blancos or silvers, right? My personal preference for margaritas is reposados. Personal favorite, if I'm just drinking tequila, is añejos, or the nicest añejo you got. The reposado I like in a margarita because the blanco tequilas sometimes, and definitely the añejos, and definitely the ultra añejos, those flavors kind of come out of the margarita too much, especially if you have like a Herradura makes a double-aged reposado called Double Barrel, and it's one of my favorite tequilas for sure. And it's not even that bad. I think it's like a $40-$50 bottle. So it's a nice tequila, would be considered top shelf, but it's not like ridiculous. It's not hundreds or thousands of dollars, and which I've had those tequilas. And in my opinion, it's good as anything else out there, and it's really good straight or like on the rocks. But if you put that in a margarita or a cocktail, because they age it in a whiskey barrel, the whiskey barrel flavor is so intense that it jumps out of the drink, and it just isn't as smooth. The flavors don't go together as well. So, yeah, mezcal, but mezcal is technically not tequila, right? So it's made from a different part of the agave plant, and I should know this, but I believe it's slightly different. Actually, it might be the same yeast. I'm not sure, but mezcal is technically different than tequila, even though it's real similar. And mezcal is funny because it used to be kind of it was sort of the byproduct. Like they take the agave, they take the prime part, and they use that to make the tequila, and that was like the good part. And then sort of the junk that was left over afterwards, they would use to make mezcal. And so for a long time, and still to to extend in a lot of areas, that's kind of like the poor man's tequila in like Mexico and certain parts of the world. But now it's all snazzy and just another type of liquor, and it was, it's all the rage, and a lot of the cocktail bars and craft spots and stuff. So anyway, with tequila, I like the reposado for a margarita because it's nice and mellow. The blancos, even the flavor can come through, so I like the reposado is my favorite to make a margarita, to finish up my story there for Jonesy. And yeah, so there you go. There's some stuff about tequila and margaritas. Shake pulled those up. Thank you very much. Yep, gold tequila is usually junk, because if it's real gold, meaning it's gotten its color from the aging process, it will either be called reposado or añejo. So if they call it gold, then it's just usually food coloring and it's garbage tequila. Hence why I really don't like Cuervo Gold, because it's terrible tequila. And they'll probably never sponsor this show because I say that all the time, but that's okay. Because I have to be authentic and be honest with what I want to give you guys opinions of mine that are personal. So anyway, Tiny Rick, season 4 of Rick and Mort. Morty. You guys are silly. Cool. Well, glad you guys made it out for this one. We're still kind of fresh on our switch to the 6:30 time when we're doing these. Don't seem to be quite as popular as when we were on the 7 to 8 program. I'd say maybe switch it back, but at this point, I'm going to be, like I said, probably cutting these down to just be doing the videos soon again. And yeah, because since we switched this time, it's been a little bit up and down with turnout, which is cool. No worries. I understand. I get it. And to be fair, I kind of have a similar wrap on all of these. If you've watched 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 of them, you kind of get the gist. I have a lot of the same stuff to answer. That's a lot of the same questions that you guys bring up all the time, which is totally cool. I'm down to answer it. But not surprised that the attendance on these has kind of dipped a little bit. So anyway, what else is going on out there in the world? I don't know where you're at, but up here in Oregon, wintertime is trying to come in. Even though I can't decide, this weekend was really nice and like 70. And now tonight it's gonna drop down to like the teens, I think, for the low, or like 20. Cold, damn, it's gonna be cold. But that's okay, I like that, because it means snowboard season's coming soon. Love it. Pardon me. But yeah, what's happening out in your world, everybody? Which, by the way, if we keep it with a light flow of viewers, Shake, then we'll just call it at a 30-minute live stream. No worries. Had some good questions already, so no problem. People are getting their money's worth for sure. But if you're watching and you have a question, feel free to throw it in. Make a seasonal Washington apple shot from Fireball. Absolutely. Supposed to have our first snow tomorrow night down in Colorado, says Shake. That's exciting. Yeah, we had a crazy one. So last week was warm, and then the week before that, it fully snowed in town, which is really rare. Like, it's not uncommon for this time of the year for it to kind of dust up in the mountains, right? Because I live in Central Oregon, Bend. We have the Cascade Mountain Range, awesome skiing, snowboarding, whatever. And not uncommon to get a little dusting on the hills this time of year, but it like actually snowed in town, like an inch or something. That was fucking weird. It's the same storm system that came through. I don't know if you guys are ski bums like me, so you probably don't watch weather like a freak like I do. But a couple of weeks ago, they got 4 feet of snow in parts of Montana, like upper Montana, North Dakota, southern Alberta, Saskatchewan, right? I think that's the one right next to Alberta. And they got just absolutely dumped on. I think they're still getting like a couple more fingers of snow. Like, they're covered in snow up there. So in September, 4 feet of snow. Totally normal. Totally normal. Anyway, we won't get on our soapbox about weather stuff, because that's just a whole other rabbit hole. But yeah. Okay, not much going on. We'll throw out a last call for questions, y'all. We'll keep it short on this one. Short and punchy, sweet and to the point. And Watford Watford. Got European soccer in my mind. Woodford Old Fashioned. If you haven't tried it, do yourself a favor and try it. Absolutely. Woodford makes a great old fashioned. Woodford is a delicious bourbon. For those of you who are not aware, give it a try. Woodford Reserve. Woodford makes some great shit. What's their fancy one again? Let's see. Their Ultra, what's it called? Their 5-pack drams. Oh, wow, they're doing some fancy stuff. Premium Kentucky bourbon. Never mind. Anyway. Cool. Yeah, I love me an old fashioned. That's if I'm drinking whiskeys, style, beverages, bourbon guy myself, prefer to go with the old fashioned. Definitely. Woodford makes a damn good one. How do you do your old fashions there, Andrew? Do you muddle the cherry and the orange, or do you keep it fuerte and it's just? Do you put splash of soda water in it? 101 a rare breed. Sure, it's a whiskey, but I know, splitting hairs, Shake. I know. Gotta be careful around here. So, all right, cool. Well, if there's no more questions, everybody, make sure you follow on all the social medias at Bartending Pro, at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Really, it's just YouTube and Instagram. Shake, my man, helps me out with this stuff. Turn on your notifications when you subscribe on YouTube, especially now that I got some new videos that are going to be coming out soon. It'll be a few weeks, but they're gonna start coming soon once I move into our place, which should be not this weekend, not next weekend, basically the last weekend of the month. It should be the end of the month. So hopefully starting the first week of November, should have some fresh, brand new videos for you guys. What do you think about this kind of split layout with this like textured wall happening? I'm thinking about maybe doing something like this in my bar that I build at Homelands, like maybe kind of have like a textured wall and then like the bar behind me over here, like shooting into a corner like that. What do you think about that? Let me know. Yeah, cool. Well, we'll do it. We'll call it there. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm Jason. That's Shake moderating over there. Thank you, Shake, for helping out. And this has been another live edition of Making You a Bartending Pro. Remember, get out there, knock on doors, pound the pavement, follow up with everybody. That's how you're going to make it happen. Keep following up. Be willing to start in other positions, and you will be a bartender soon. All right, you guys, have a good night. I will see you next week, Tuesday, same time, 6:30 West Coast United States time, Pacific Standard Time. And we'll see you then. All right, guys, have a good night.